Our other top story tonight, it may be your daughter, your neighbor, or your former classmate. Chances are you know someone who's been affected by the opioid epidemic.
22 News I-Team reporter Tamara Sakarza got an eye-opening look into the drug crisis from people who have lived through it.
The I-Team spoke to 3 people who got caught up in one of the worst epidemics in our country's history. They gave us a raw look into the impact of the opioid epidemic.
He was blue, and he was cold. And I said, oh no, God, please, please, this can't be, it can't be, oh no, please, please, please.
A mother begging for her son not to die.
I know at any time, you know, he could start again.
A father praying for his son's future.
Once I found opiates, nothing else mattered anymore.
And a recovering heroin user fighting to stay sober. These are the faces of the opioid epidemic. 3 people from 3 different walks of life, all battling the same drug crisis.
My first use was with opioids was back in 2002.
For Michael Broussard, it all started nearly 20 years ago when his doctor prescribed opioids for a back injury. Little did he know at that time that one pill bottle would change his life forever.
The first intravenous use I actually was Oxycontin. I remember the sensation and the feeling and how intense it was. It was the high that I had been chasing.
Michael went from Oxycontin to heroin and from living in a house to living on the streets.
I didn't think I had a problem for many years. I was functional until I wasn't.
Elaine's son Jared went down a similar path. When did your son start using drugs?
He was 23. He was married, he had a baby. He said his back was hurting. His friend gave him some pills, and his back didn't hurt anymore.
Just like in Michael's experience, prescription pills quickly turned into heroin, and getting high quickly became his top priority, his only priority.
I watched him change, and there's nothing more heartbreaking than watching somebody that you love change.
Ed Pearl's son Ryan was also in his 20s when he became addicted to heroin.
It was devastating. My son wasn't living with me anymore. And it was one of his friends that told me that he had a heroin problem.
A fear that all parents pray they never have to face became a daily reality for Ed and Elaine. They helplessly watched their children fall deeper into addiction until their lives took a drastic turn.
He had actually overdosed. We had got notified. His mother and I went to the hospital.
Ed still remembers his heart sinking when he got that phone call. Little did he know at the time, it may have saved his son's life. Ryan survived the overdose, then went to a detox center in Texas, followed by a rehab in Florida. Back in Western Massachusetts, Elaine's son was also fighting for sobriety.
He went to treatment and used for another couple of years, went back to treatment, and he was clean for 3 years. And then he relapsed, and he's been relapsing on and off since then.
But these 2 stories have 2 very different endings. Elaine's son Jared left a recovery program in Boston back in October to find one closer to home. He was staying at her house when one night it all came to a tragic ending.
I heard the dog's chain rattling at 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And so I opened the door just a little to let her out, and I saw a needle on the bed. So I opened the door, and he was face first down.
Elaine buried her son this past October.
I can't even explain it because I've never felt anything like that before. My heart was broken.
Ed knows the same thing could have easily happened to his son, but Ryan didn't relapse. He stayed on the road to recovery and has now been sober for 5 years.
I'm so proud of him. There's a saying that sobriety is never owned. It's rented, and rent is due every day. Once they're in recovery, they need to work at that for the rest of their life.
As for Michael, he knows a thing or two about working to stay sober. He celebrated 9 years of sobriety last month. Looking back at how your life was 8 years ago, did you ever think you would get to the point where you are right now?
My life is better than I could have ever imagined right now. I never thought that my life could end up like it is now.
A reminder that it's never too late to start over. Michael, Elaine, and Ed now dedicate their lives to helping others. Michael's the director of Michael's House, a sober living community in Springfield. Elaine created the Able House, which is also a recovery center. And Ed serves on the board of the Michael Dias Foundation. For more information on their organizations, you can visit our website, wwlp.com. I'm Tamara Sakarzik, working for you with the 22 News Eye.